But again, the reason we're doing this is a man bought a bit of patented ground. It was privatized. Someone held a claim long enough, back in the day when they used to do it, held a claim long enough in order to actually gain title to the ground. And the amount of time it took to do that varies depending on what year we're from. Anyways, passed down, or he bought it, or who knows what. But we suspect he would like to use it as private hunting ground. That road is the only road up this gulch, and he's got this little tiny block, maybe 15 acres of private ground, and he's controlling all the access into the public ground. If we're not able to come to some sort of resolution, i.e. we can't get this guy to pull his head out of his ass, rather, I'm sure at some point this guy's lawyers to pull their heads out of their collective asses, we might have legal cause. But we also don't have a tremendous amount of finances to fight this for a hobby. So if I can't prove it fast and dirty in the courts, if it's going to be a drawn out, protracted battle, who knows? He might just flat out spend us and we'd have to back down. And this would be the possible way in. This is an old road into the top of our gulch. And what we're going to do is flag and mark it and then submit it to the Forest Service, our proposal to open this and use it as our main access. That way, even if we aren't able, or decide we don't want to bother fighting the other man in court with all the expense and whatnot, this is still just a hard 2-day sort of brushing, and it'll take us right down to our claim. In fact, it might even be a nicer road than the road we take up. Problem, of course, is this road, while it was never deactivated, hasn't been active in many years. And the Forest Service is not going to like the fact that we're going to trim the shrubbery, and they might decide to fight us on this, or make us float a bond that we can't pay. You know, meaning that we open the road at our own expense, and then when we're done with it, we have to close it at our own expense. And if that closing it does not meet their standards, then they use our bond money to close it to their standards with their methods, so on and so forth. But at the moment, there are very few trees more than 6 inches or so. So while it might look really badly done, it's not. When you think of the other options, for instance, putting in a stub road to go up and around this land baron's property, in the grand scheme of things, this is quite a low impact option. So, hard work and time consuming. But it's all part of owning a claim. I really should have been flagging. I can't flag and film at the same time. Now I gotta go back. And once again, this is all part of the mining claim stuff. You gotta spend a lot of time, not only mining, but just maintenance and upkeep. Making sure your signs and your flags, and that's a big spider, your signs and your flagging is up properly. Checking for claim jumpers, though that doesn't ever seem to be a big problem with us. And then possibly flat out defending your rights in the court of law. Now, I have real strong opinions about the Forest Service's actions in this particular case, and they just seem to be very happy to more or less wait and see who wins, when in reality I really think that they should be supporting us. that's what my tax dollars go for, is the use of this public land, its stewardship and whatnot. And then when you consider how very conscientious and how very low impact we are, I've just been a touch disappointed. So, if you're thinking of getting a claim, be prepared to walk in the woods like this. More or less lost. A lot. No, we're not lost. It's just, I don't know where I am. Those are two different things. As long as I know where the truck is.